We're here to serve our communities and the surrounding folks that patronize our communities, and that's our mission. Our biggest thing in our small communities is how do we survive as our customer base grows older and becomes more senior? How do we evolve into being a community bank, and staying a community bank in our small communities? One of the things that I've felt is that if you're gonna create opportunities for the bank to bring in younger folks, first of all, your staff needs to look and feel young. Your product line needs to look and feel young. I've got young kids. Back in the day, they went to college. I went through the same processes. You look into the future and you snap your finger and your kids are old enough to go to college, and you always meant to develop savings and all these things, and for the most part it didn't happen. And you wake up one day and you go, I've got to figure out a way to get my kids to the best college that they want to go to. We continuously had those folks coming in, and we met their needs. I mean, you just can't. I mean, they're part of our community, and we try to make those things happen. They're higher risk. They're signature loans. A lot of times the parents would guarantee them things, but those loans were a small deal in comparison to what we create from that. I mean, you start there and you create that relationship, and they're part of our community in the bank community for a long time. Those are experiences that I saw that I can be part of. I can figure out ways of intervening for other folks. And in the past, we were in student loans, and then we got out of them because of the compliance and the complexity of it. We just didn't have the staffing to be able to manage that. But we still saw the need. And I thought to myself, gosh, we need to develop a program somehow, some way. But I was very familiar with the Student Finance Corporation just through my own paying back loans and things. I got to know those folks through some of the trade associations, through ICBSD, Independent Community Bankers of South Dakota, and Independent Community Bankers of America. Through that, the folks from Student Finance Corporation came and talked about this concept of providing gap financing for students to fund their education. And boy, I tell you what, that just triggered me. I thought, boy, that's a great idea, and maybe I can be part of that. And through this process, it evolved into a great product. We got into the iHELP program because, number one, it was something that was more turnkey. It was something that helped us become part of that, be a partner. It's a partnership with the banks that are originating and then the banks that participate. And you have the Student Finance Corporation is an intermediary that facilitates all this, along with an insurer that helps insure these loans, which makes it a better product for all involved. And iHELP gives me the opportunity, or our bank the opportunity, to check that off. Yes, we do make student loans. We're making those loans that are filling that gap, financing gap. I mean, they're not going to be a good customer of ours if all we do is take advantage of them and try to lend them as much money as we possibly can. It's more about having that student be able to come out of college and be able to afford what they've decided to do. All that education doesn't help when you've got all a big student loan to and all that stress that goes along with it. One thing that we do is we get into the school itself in a broader aspect. I have, and now my son Michael are invited into the school. We talk to the students about consumer products that they can take advantage of and things, and one of them is their student loans and all their loans. Sit down with them and look at their budget and look at ways to reduce their borrowing needs, because in a community bank, we're looking at the aspect of the student itself, and at the end of their education process, they need to be able to afford to pay it back. Yeah, I think student loans in the last 10 years have been, almost students been taken advantage of, and I think iHELP has some tools that help the student understand it better, and makes their ability to plan better for the time when they're out of school. I sat with a focus group from the Fed at Minneapolis, and they're talking to us about why are these towns dying, and why are some towns successful and some aren't. And over the years, I witnessed this. My friends that are my age, their parents drove them away from our communities. There's no opportunity for you on the farm. There's no place for you. You need to graduate. We'll help you graduate from a college, and we want you to leave. We want you to go everywhere else. Okay? And I saw that, and it's like I saw the opportunity that I had with my own kids to create, I'm sorry, I'm passionate about this. I see the benefit of that. Not being the richest person in the world, but be able to create opportunities to keep your family in place. And now you got to expand upon that for other families to be able to do the same. We got to figure that out. And in this focus group, I brought that out. I said, we spent generations sending our kids away. We're going to spend generations bringing them back. This last farm bill has created a lot of success for farmers. And when they do that, they have a different picture of what it's going to be like for their kids. There's a lot of college-age kids that have went off his age, that are 26 to 30 years old, that are looking at and they're saying, there might be some opportunity now to go back home. And what our goal is to bring our graduates back and have them have some opportunities. You start out with somebody's dream, small little dream. And when you can make it happen, that makes it good. We've got a lot of young people that are looking at wanting to come back here, and we haven't had that for generations. It works.